Hey people, craving another cool color for us to talk about? Well, have I got the color for you. I'm James from thepaintpeople.com, and this is Color Code, cracking the code on color selection. This is a segment of videos where we discuss paint colors in detail, their undertones, and how to best use them in your home or your customers. If there are any colors you want featured on Color Code, don't forget to let us know down below. I've been noticing a subtle shift in color palettes. My customers have recently been drifting away from dominating their space with grayish and have begun to incorporate some cooler tones. Instead of risking of having a pesky green undertone that reveals itself in certain lighting conditions, more and more people are blatantly going with greens and blues as accent colors or even as a main color in some cases. This video addresses a great color that will wash away any doubts you have about colors. You'll get that in a second. The color code is SW6211 and the name is Rainwashed. Is it green, blue, or gray? In a sense, it's a little bit of everything mixed all together. It's soothing and sleek, has enough color to leave an impression, but also keeps itself grounded with its gray aspect. If I could loosely represent Rainwashed as a ratio, it could be viewed as 4 parts green, 3 parts blue, and maybe 1 part gray. It definitely sits on the cooler side of things on the neutral scale, but don't let that deter you. It also works remarkably well against warmer grays, if that's what you've been accustomed to using in the past. With an LRV of 59, it's a fairly light color, objectively speaking. It'll never be mistaken for an off-white, however, because it has a decent amount of depth to it. Where are some of the best places to use it? Rainwashed isn't as safe as some of your stager-friendly colors like classic gray, but it's surprisingly usable in the right conditions. There's nothing really stopping you from using it absolutely everywhere if you like the color enough, but I find it shines when tastefully added in specific locations. The obvious choices for me would be bathrooms. Huge fan of the whole light teal, almost coastal color scheme for bathrooms because it really gives the space a spa-like feel. I could also see Rainwashed being an excellent bedroom color, especially against rather neutral furniture. If you have a lot of grays, a lot of light beiges, creams, it could work really nicely. What colors should you pair it with? If you want to make the coolness in Rainwashed stand out a bit more, pick a white that has a dash of warmth to it. Because we're talking about a Sherwin Williams color, I'll recommend SW7005 Pure White. It'll look like a white rather than an off-white, but its subtle soft touch of yellow will keep it from looking too stark. The warmth will complement the cool walls beautifully, which will elevate the overall look. What are some alternative colors? I managed to find a fairly similar color within the Benjamin Moore color palette, and it's conveniently called White Rain. It's a touch higher on the LRV scale and has a bit more of a prominent blue hue to it, which gives the overall look a more airy feel. It's part of the Benjamin Moore Classics color palette, which is an older color collection. You can still get it tinted, so no worries there, but not many paint stores will have the little color chip samples that you can take home with you, so just keep that in mind. If you wanted a color that's within the Sherwin Williams color palette, but also feels airy and showcases a touch more green, then I'd steer you towards Sea Salt. We showcased Sea Salt over here, so if you want to check it out, there it is. We do several videos a week on this channel about paint colors like this one and other videos that are more so about the technical side of painting. If you've made it this far, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. That's it for this one. See you on the next one.